Warning: if you are weak-hearted, do not watch. This true story is about a person who experienced horrific instances after he lost his dog and his family. The story begins with Sam, a man grieving the loss of his beloved dog, Apollo. Apollo was more than just a pet. He was family. Having lost his parents at a young age, Apollo had become his companion and confidant, always there to listen and offer comfort. For over a decade, they were inseparable, but 2 months ago, Apollo passed away. Since then, Sam had been struggling with a constant feeling of emptiness, as if a crucial part of his world had been ripped away. During this time of mourning, strange things began to happen. Sam started experiencing nightmares, sweating, and a growing sense of being watched. Each night, he would dream of playing with Apollo and seeing his parents again. These dreams were so vivid that, for a fleeting moment, he would believe they were real. But upon waking, the painful reality that Apollo was gone would confront him, leaving him drained and worn from the cycle of dreams and harsh awakenings. One night, something unusual happened. Sam was in the middle of another dream when he suddenly woke up to hear faint noises coming from the hallway outside his bedroom. At first, he heard a soft chuff, like a dog's breath, followed by the sound of claws tapping against the hardwood floor. His mind raced. How could this be? The doggy door was programmed to open only for Apollo, whose collar had been buried with him. Yet, the noises persisted, growing closer. Now wide awake, fear gripped him as the strange sounds continued. Too scared to move, Sam began hearing more noises, yelps and frantic scuffling down the hallway. His heart raced as the room felt suffocating. Was this a hallucination, or something far worse? Finally, he gathered the courage to open the door, only to find the hallway empty. But then, something strange caught his eye. A puddle of slobber on the floor. It was evidence that something had been there, something canine, and the sight made his blood run cold. Despite everything appearing normal, he couldn't shake the feeling that something wasn't right. The following night, the fear intensified. A deep, bone-rattling howl echoed through the house, followed by more noises of movement and shuffling. Sam tried to convince himself that it was all in his head, but the howl and the sounds were undeniable. When he peeked through the doorframe, he saw the living room in disarray. Furniture overturned, cups shaking on the table. It seemed as though some unseen creature had been roaming his house throughout the night. Steeling himself with fear and determination, Sam cautiously crept toward the living room. With each step, the air grew thick with tension, and as he reached the hallway, a pungent odor of rotting meat and decay hit him hard, almost making him gag. His thoughts raced back to Apollo's collar and how it had activated the doggy door and food dispenser. But how could this be happening now? The only explanation that seemed to make sense was the impossible one, that somehow Apollo had dug himself out of his grave and returned. But Sam knew that this couldn't be real. The thought was too horrific to bear. Then, he heard the unmistakable sound of dog food being eaten, followed by the shuffle of paws. Sam continued to move cautiously, his heart pounding in his chest. As he reached the doorway to the living room, he saw a shadow moving near the food dispenser. Slowly, a dog's snout emerged from the darkness, sniffing around as if looking for something. Sam leaned forward to get a better look, but in an instant, the creature bolted toward the doggy door. Driven by a mix of fear and desperation, Sam rushed forward, unsure of what awaited him beyond the door. Would it be Apollo or something far more sinister? But in reality, his dog's soul was following his daily routine with an intention that Sam does not feel lonely, but instead it always made Sam feel horrified. Hit subscribe and don't dare miss what's coming next, or the next scream you hear might be your own.